Which weapon shall I strengthen? Let me show you what my master has taught me. Unlocked. Leave it to me. It's a great success. Leave it to me. All right, let's do it. That went well. Thanks for coming. Sky, please, show me. Come again.
You'll be wondering, why haven't I bought this already?
What you in the market for? Why, something! I just got some rare stuff!
Welcome. Temper in your weapons? Leave it to me. It's a great success. Leave it to me. Thanks for coming.
Got some goodies for ya. Good luck out there. What you in the market for? Does someone want to trade in their Dahlia badges? Hope this helps. Thanks for the business.
I'm all ears. Which weapon shall I strengthen? Leave it to me. Not bad, is it? Come again.
Discount creams. Buy one, get one free. Come on, people, don't miss this.
Hello.
On days without work, I would meditate on the deck of the Grand Cipher. One day, the voice of Vern broke through my meditations.
I don't know. She looks pretty wound up. Wouldn't she usually have dozed off by now? I'm telling ya, something's going on.
He was livelier than ever. Perfect.
You shouldn't push yourself too hard, Narmaya.
And sweet, tender Lyria. Yes, this was how things should be. I cracked open my eyes and stole a hopeful glance at the captain. But on that kind face, I could read only worry and distress. I wanted nothing more than to comfort my darling. No, I was acting for their sakes. I had already come so far. If I could just hold to my path a little longer, make the skies a little safer, then I could go back to being their big sister. I needed more strength. I needed to be worthy of this family. The crew of the Grand Cipher was powerful, but in the end, we were only small people in a vast sky, filled with endless dangers. If I didn't get stronger, one day that sky would engulf us. I had to protect them. I could protect them. All I was lacking was time. I couldn't believe it. I rushed back to Zero after every mission, but that day the captain had dropped by without my knowledge and taken up a request, a particularly treacherous one. It was careless to think that Zero would reserve every single dangerous job for me.
The Grand Cipher crew's more than capable of handling it.
Couldn't she see? The universe worked in dark and mysterious ways. Their lives were always in danger. If I allowed monsters to wander free through the skies, their rot would continue to seep until I, just one lonely figure, could no longer hold back the tide. I had to hunt them all down. There was not a moment to lose. I had to cut down the root of evil, so it could never spread again. I would not kill out of malice, nor did I seek meaningless violence. But when weighing the lives of my loved ones against the lives of these beasts, the answer was clear. As long as their threat persisted across the skies, the crew would never truly be safe. And so I would wield my blade to protect the crew and the helpless. For the captain, I would become the harbinger of death. Everything is for the captain. My captain. My dearest captain. I would kill. And kill, and kill, and kill. Every last.
Well then, so long. Good day.
I couldn't believe it. I found the largest known monster's den in this skydom, and began my hunt. Die. For the sake of the skies, and my captain. My blade cut through flesh and bone. Again. Again. Again and again, and soon, time lost all meaning. How long was I there? Perhaps 3, or even 4 days. My grip went numb. My vision blurred. My body grew heavy, but I couldn't stop. Not here. With these hands, I would deliver my loved ones, even if it meant seeping them in blood. Next is 979. I must stay strong. For the captain. Dance of the pink petals. I must destroy every threat. The final song. They must all be eliminated. Without darkness. Float, Hypia. Life is a dance. My hands have gone numb, but even in death, my sword and I are one. Out of my sight. Wind in the fields. In a flash. To see me is to see death. This is not my destiny. Foam on the sea. Swift as thought. 999. There's more above me. I can feel it. Here. You have breathed your last. Sing, my blade. Come, my friends. Rain on the hill. Dawnflight, the final. Come what may. Free flutter stance. Without darkness. Watch out for their next attack. Wind in the fields. Foam on the sea. Look, finish them. Heaven! I will take your life, even if it costs me mine. must protect the captain. You're finished. You're right. You're scattered. Life is free flutter. Again. Rain on the hill. It must be done. Small wings may beckon a storm. Butterfly effect. Moonless. 1,000. I finally did it. Wait. There's more of that. Impossible. My body had reached its limit. I had managed to fend off countless hordes of monsters, but more kept creeping from the shadows. I summoned the last of my strength for one final swing. Then my sword clattered to the ground. Darkness. Monsters began to close in, claws drawn, ready to kill. I closed my eyes, waiting for it all to end. But before my mind could fade into darkness, I was roused by a brilliant flash.
Narmaya!
Captain?
Let's get you out of here! Quickly! You had us worried, you know?
Vern, Lyria too? The captain took my hand, but I couldn't leave yet. I had to finish the job.
Narmaya, I'm so sorry we didn't notice what you were going through sooner.
My heart plunged. I should have been the one apologizing. I was the one who failed. Gently, I tried to withdraw my fingers from the captain's.
We heard it all from Sierra. Can't believe she's been giving you all the hard jobs. You were doing it to protect us, right?
I parted my lips. They needed to understand that it wasn't Sierra's fault, that I brought this all on myself. But my arid throat could not push out a voice. After a moment of silence, the captain pressed down on my hand.
Narmaya, I want to protect those closest to me, same as you. So if something's on your mind, don't keep it to yourself.
And just like that, I was overcome with the emotions I had tried so hard to suppress. How could I have been so blind? Not a single one of us could protect the crew. But that's okay, because all of us could protect each other. The whole is greater than its parts. The captain's grip was firm and led me blinking into the sunlight. There, I saw worry etched into the faces of the crew. I realized that, by putting myself in harm's way, I hurt those who cared for me, those who loved me, those I wanted to spend my days with. But the course I had been following could only lead to isolation. The captain still hadn't let go of my hand. Though the grip of those calloused fingers was firm, I felt a gentle kindness in their warmth.
Need something?
Captain, are you hungry? I'd be more than happy to feed you. Or maybe you'd like a nap. I always thought I had to be strong for my loved ones, never truly realizing they were my strength. We supported each other. We lessened the burden of sorrow and shared the light of joy. Lyria, you've got a bit of cream on your cheek. Here, let me wipe it off for you.
Oh, thank you, Narmaya. I'm glad Butterfly Girl's back to normal. But is it just me, or is she laying it on even thicker than usual?
Vern was adorable, trying to play the part of the tough dragon. However, as I took him into my arms, I thought, he shouldn't have to put on an act around me. After all, we're family, aren't we? On a bright, quiet day, I had a sparring match with the captain. I once locked myself away from the world in the pursuit of strength, training in solitude. But I've since found that I train best with those I love around me, to lend me a guiding hand or an encouraging voice. The captain held nothing back during our session. It seems I'm not the only one who has grown stronger. Our blades rang bright and clear, and the captain's smile is a clear reminder of how far I'd come. After training was over, we stood for a while longer on the deck of the Grand Cipher, feeling the breeze. Above us, the azure sky was spread as far as the eye could see, its splendor too much to take in all at once. I felt as if I would be consumed by the sky itself, and grasped the captain's hand. In that moment of peace, I swore that I would keep learning and growing, not alone, but together with those I love.
The wind. Riding aboard the Grand Cipher, soaring across yet another cloud bank, I felt a pang of envy. The wind goes where it pleases, and it arrives when it may, a quality I have long sought to adapt to my fighting style. Here I stood in comparison, shackled to my duties as captain of a knightly order. Oft have I imagined the brighter futures I might have discovered, if only I were faster, more like the gale. Had I risen like a storm front, I could have prevented wars. Had I rushed like a squall, I could have circumvented tragedy. But as the wind continues flowing forward, so too does the passage of time. Idle ponderings would change nothing. I had exchanged my freedom for the greater good. Quietly, I repeated a promise I made long ago. Henceforth, I shall endeavor to combat adversity, so much as I can, for as long as I live. Happily, this hasn't been a hard course to follow, for it runs parallel to the path of the crew. Gracious hosts and, on occasion,
I want you to broaden your horizons for the betterment of our kingdom.
I now see the wisdom and kindness behind King Carl's decree. For it was my journey aboard the Grand Cipher that taught me how to cast control to the winds, to ride unbound and at the mercy of the gales.
Have a good day.
What are you waiting for?
Ooh, hope I turned off the stove.
In need of a guardian?
For the skies and her people.
something? This one? What do you say? Will you accept it? Here are the details. What do you say? Will you? We're counting on you.
Our path is clear. This will be over quick.
Take out any monsters, right?
Bear
Watch my back. Of course. Heck yeah! Naturally.
Barely stuck.
What? On my mark! You will suffer!
You've always been a shrewd fighter.
That was nothing.
By my blade. Not in your way. Go!
After me! Very well.
I'll follow you.
We did well.
Absolutely.
You speak the truth.
Attack! In position!
Let's try your metal!
You're destined for great things, Lancelot.
Thank you. I'll work hard to meet your expectations.
I need backup!
I'm here for you.
Stand and face me! I can't wait to do that again!
Of course.
You're right.
Very
Let's
well.
make it.
Parry this!
What doesn't kill you?
Look at the size of that cool monster! Don't let it escape!
Know your place!
Into the fray!
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, now
Do you
I'm
feel we could improve our synergy?
Just in time.
Surrender!
Let our blades.
Counting on me!
Bear with it! Push through! Great!
Watch out for the shooters!
Little backup!
I'll follow you.
Alright!
It's not yet time to celebrate, Vayne.
Follow close!
So I'll press him!
I've known you for many years. Still, you never cease to surprise me.
Perfect form.
It's like watching you fight for the first time, every time.
Far away!
Be gone!
Beat them back! Let's do this!
After you.
Don't stray.
Roger that!
Focus on the danger.
I don't think you
I need backup!
I'm here for
By
you.
my blade! Hey!
I shall never fail you.
Who's ready for seconds?
Don't mistake mercy for weakness. I will be your guiding light.
Look at the size of it! They're here! Everything worked out in the end!
child's play.
I was itching for some action.
I'm ready to fight!
Do you need the strength of a king?
Need some muscle?
What's you in the market for? One Skyfarer's trash is another merchant's treasure. Hope this helps. Good luck out there. Can I help you find?
Welcome. Which weapon shall I strengthen? Leave it to me. Come again.
Come to the shop, have a look around.
People don't miss it.
Good day.
When I was a boy, my best friend's parents were killed by wyverns. After witnessing the depth of his grief, I decided I would become a knight. I would protect the kingdom from monsters and the tragedies they wrought. But there was one massive wall standing between me and my goal. It was not aptitude, for I had some talent with the sword, but the station of my birth. At that time, Fiendrock was a kingdom run by its aristocracy. Commoners were restricted to a life of labor, and the knightly orders were composed entirely of noble houses. Immediately, I was rejected, told that I could offer my sweat to the crown, but not my blood, for it lacked the proper lineage. I was not deterred. Who was to say that our stone-walled villages could not breed warriors as well as our gold-gilded courts? I studied, I trained, and I worked harder than any man had ever worked to become a knight. In the end, my efforts bore fruit. Siegfried, who at the time was still in the service of the king, understood my plight and changed the course of history. He allowed me into the order of Black Dragon Knights. But uneasy rests the commoner with new acquired titles. The nobility would only be too eager to dismiss me over the slightest misstep and prevent the chivalrous orders from being contaminated by peasant filth. I could not fail. The weight of my people and the future of the kingdom spurred me. I had to become the perfect knight. My ascension was not easy. If given a choice, I might have chosen a different path. But when I had at last emerged from the crucible of trial and tragedy, I was a changed man. I was the captain of the White Dragon Knights. My mentor, Siegfried, was captain of the Black Dragon Knights. He once saved the kingdom by killing the dreaded dragon, Fafnir, and vouched for me when no other would. So when my friend and counselor was convicted of regicide, I felt betrayed. Siegfried's downfall thrust upon me the leadership of the newly dubbed White Dragon Knights, and I swore to bend all my power toward bringing him to justice. In hindsight, this anger was misplaced, foolish. There was no reason for Siegfried to assassinate the king. I should have deduced royal consort Isabella's hidden coup. long before turning on a man whom I knew to be steadfast and honorable. My mind trembled under the pressure of newfound responsibility. It howled and grieved for the loss of a beloved king. I know that this amounts to no more than an excuse. It was my flash judgment that drove me away from Siegfried when he needed me most. Had I been left to my own devices, the conspiracy may have never been brought to light. But I had Vayne and Percival at my side, and, though hunted by all the country, Siegfried himself infiltrated Isabella's cabal and alerted me to their treachery. I may owe the biggest debt, however, to the sky-faring captain, whose aid was instrumental in restoring peace to Fiendrock. After the dust had settled, His Majesty King Carl decreed that I explore other countries so I could gain experience befitting my new station. Thus, I became another crewmate aboard the Grand Cipher. Since then, I have visited various lands. I have seen myriad peoples and their responses to numerous threats. I have learned many things and gained many new teachers. And as they have given freely to me, someday I hope to give back to them. But there are yet countless leagues to travel. So on I sail across the skies, seeking the strength and wisdom necessary for a true leader. Zega Grande Skydom. How much time had passed since our arrival here? With our battles against the Church of Avia and the pacification of many primals, it certainly felt like a lifetime. But now that things were a little quieter, we were content to return to our usual bread and butter, satisfying requests from locals. Though the crew was accustomed to quests of all sorts, one day there came a demand that left us puzzled.
Sorry for the confusion, folks. This request isn't for the whole crew. It's an escort mission for Lancelot.
Me? But why? There were few in this Skydom who had even heard of my name. Curious, I asked about Hans, the man who had posted the quest.
Oh, you don't know him? Seems like he was real familiar with you. Anyways, he's a butler for the Lord of Grassgard.
I hesitated. There was nothing I could do that another crewmate couldn't accomplish just as well. Acknowledging a specific request for me felt discourteous in a way.
You're not at your fancy-ass court anymore, okay? On our ship, you don't have to worry about rubbing anyone's ego the wrong way. If you're interested in the job, just take it.
Though he may not have been tactful, Eugen was, as ever, a fount of wisdom. Very well, then. I shall hear what this Hans has to say.
It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Hans, butler to his lordship.
The next day, an elderly man ambled onto the Grand Cipher, leaning heavily on his cane. But looking into his eyes, I sensed deep wisdom and a sharp mind. The pleasure is mine. I am Lancelot, a Skyfarer. Forgive me for not accepting your request at once, but I would like more details before returning an answer.
Yes, well, his lordship Ludwin is in need of an escort.
Hans explained. Ludwin was a lord of Grassgard, and he was looking for a mythical sword passed down through his family for generations. So far, his search had led them to a snowy peak, but nearby monsters made the trip too dangerous to risk without protection. Does your lord not employ a personal guard?
He does. But as this quest is for personal gain, he believes that commanding their service would be an abuse of power. However, the lords of Grassgard have never been gifted in the martial arts. So if we head to the mountains without a decent sword arm, tragedy will surely befall us.
But what led you to seek my sword arm specifically?
Well, we knew we needed a highly experienced Skyfarer. The mission is dangerous, far too dangerous for any amateur. But perhaps more importantly, his lordship is quite the fan of yours, Sir Lancelot.
A fan? My voice cracked in surprise.
Yes, you are known as a knight exemplar, talented in both combat and scholarship. How fortunate that this very same Lancelot would come to our land and proffer his services.
Whatever accounts you've heard of me were surely exaggerated.
And so humble. Lord Ludwin will be overjoyed when he hears that we've secured your aid. The Honorable Sir Lancelot to protect us. What could be better? So, will you accept?
Though this idolatry did not sit well with me, I could see no reason to refuse. From what I'd heard, Ludwin seemed an honorable man. Besides, there was much a Lord of this Skydom could teach me. Very well. On behalf of our crew, I accept your request.
Well then, so long. Discount green. Buy one, get one free. Come on, people, don't miss this.
A fine hello to you! Want to exchange your Dahlia badges for special treasure? Got some goodies for you! Thanks for the business!
Discount
Getting better and better! Only one way to get stronger. Practice makes perfect. Getting better and better! Only one way to get stronger. Practice makes perfect. Only one way to get stronger. Well, all right. Only one way to get stronger. Practice makes perfect. Good stuff. Well, all right. Great. Nice.
Ready for action!
Well, well. Acceptable. Good. You shall see why I am the Lord of Flames. So you can improve upon perfection. Huh. Good. Acceptable. Huh.
Okay. You have to keep pushing yourself. Oh? Getting better and better. Yeah. Oh?
Good day. Well then, so... Need something? Let's see.
Hans and Ludwin were waiting for me at the foot of Mount Nagelith.
It is an honor and a privilege to meet you, Sir Lancelot of Fiendrock. Hans has probably already told you who I am, but allow me to formally introduce myself.
Though his aura was imposing and befitting of a lord, he also felt courteous and down to earth. The honor is mine. Though I am now no more than a skyfarer, I swear to protect you and yours with my life. Should it—
Well, whatever your title, I am glad to have your aid.
Ludwin was beaming. Hans had told me of his excessive devotion, but it was another thing seeing it in person. I suddenly felt I wasn't quite sure how to conduct myself. Right. So you believe a family heirloom is hidden among these peaks?
Not the sword itself, but the first of a series of trials that shall reveal the blade in due time.
I see. And what is the first trial?
There's a record somewhere around here which should detail the whereabouts of the sword. A little game of my family's, if you will. But on second thought, perhaps a great knight such as yourself has nobler things to do than this frivolous treasure hunt in the snow. Yes, perhaps we had better call it...
My lord.
Hans was stern, more mentor than butler.
The ancestral trials are not frivolous. Each one holds an important meaning. Those same challenges taught your father how to reign. Skies rest his soul.
Yes, you're quite right. Forgive me, Hans. So, with that settled, I shall count on you, Sir Lancelot, to provide the muscle. For as you may know, I am sadly little more than a statesman.
I am yours to command. With that, I unsheathed my twin blades and started our quest. We go into the Viper's Nest. Take care. I'll go on ahead and make sure the path is secure. For your own safety, try not to stray.
Oh, do let me know if I can be of assistance.
My lord, let's leave the fighting to the professionals, shall we?
Oh, yes, of course. Well then, Sir Lancelot, do what you do best. The bridge is down! Now what will we do?
Let's search for another path. This mountain is vast. I doubt this is the only trail.
That looks like a way forward.
The footing seems a bit treacherous. Please watch your step. Away with it!
God! Monsters!
Stay behind me. I'll deal with this. Wide open! I think that was the last of the monsters.
What glorious form, Sir Lancelot! It is a pleasure to watch you work.
If you're unhurt, my lord, then let us proceed.
Stay focused!
Of these ranged cock-doodles. Do be careful, Sir Lancelot.
Don't worry. I'll close that distance in a heartbeat. Is this a dead end?
No. Look! A chest!
Wait, this monster.
Get behind me! A giant eyeball! I think I've read about this monster! Nazir Bonju!
Correct. Our crew has faced it once before.
Such daring do, brave Lancelot!
On go! Wait, Understood. Do not falter.
Terrifying beast! A single glance and I feel frozen solid!
We'll see which is colder. Its gaze or my frost. Not yet. Once more. Fall! Let's press our advantage! Nay! I believe we're safe now. After this, it's back to training.
Impressive! The Twin Fang prodigy does not disappoint.
Thank you, my lord. I hadn't done much during our climb, so the praise caught me unawares. Shall we check this chest? It could contain the record you seek.
Yes? Let's see what she's holding.
The young lord opened the box. A rather dry affair, as we already knew what to expect.
And here it is!
In his hands, he held a flaking tome, its pages warped and yellowed by age.
This takes me back. Once upon a winter, I sought out that very book with Ludwin's father.
And now it's been passed to me. But this...
As Ludwin flitted through the pages, his face twisted into expressions of greater and greater perplexity.
I can't read this at all. Is this some sort of code?
I suppressed the urge to take a glance myself. My duty was to protect, not translate. In the end, it was Hans who broke the silence.
If it pleases his lordship, shall I offer a hint?
Ludwin shook his head.
No, this is a trial that I must conquer myself. And on that note, I believe you are dismissed, Sir Lancelot. I thank you for your services today, and...
Understood. If ever you need my help again, do not hesitate to call. Thus, my private escort mission ended without much fanfare. And yet, I had a feeling that our paths would cross once again. At least, I hoped that they would. There was something about Ludwin. His earnestness, perhaps, and his love for his comrades that resonated with me.